Hey there everybody, welcome to Trial Hours for Gaming. Today we are back with Pokemon from your journey here in Legends EA. It's episode 117. I was zone 12 resetting for Shalpa, and something happened and I realized I was an idiot. So, let's get the balls ready because, yeah, I'm going to be catching some stuff. Now, I have fully worked on every one of our Pokemon, and so Salamence, the new Shalpa we have on our group, it's fully leveled up, fully trained. It took a little bit, but we are good. Now, what is the problem I'm talking about? Well, first, before we get into that, let me pause the wet brain. I added new images down below. Obviously, you can see Kyogre, Groudon, and Salamence doesn't have a shiny card, but it has that like Rainbow VMAX. So I'm going to just count that as a shiny image for Salamence, just like I did with the Ampharos. However, his face is so high that if I wanted to include his face, I had to include the little card text for the VMAX. So, yeah. But the issue I'm talking about is there are multiple benches to reset in here. I have been resetting at the right bench, but also the wrong bench. So, let me explain. So, the bench I've been resetting at has a slight problem, and I found out there's probably a better bench for me to reset at. It's a little bit more dangerous, but I think it makes more sense, okay? So, while Zone 12, been trying to reset Bomb Snow, obviously, is like the main target in there. But there is a way to reset both of them in a more aggressive spot without respawning anything on the outside. So, I want to do that, but we also have a problem with the bench. Yeah, I'll explain here in a minute, all right? But before we get into that, let's talk about seasonal challenges. See them on screen. Complete the Azea Pokedex. Done. Complete the Mega Dimension Pokedex. 85 out of 132. Complete the Alpha CA Pokedex. 226 out of 227. Just missing Aerodactyl. Complete the Alpha Mega Dimension Pokedex. 61 out of 112. Shiny Zea Pokedex. 102 out of 227. Shiny Mega Dimension Pokedex. 8 out of 117. Complete all side missions. 186 out of 200. Making use of 100 donuts. Checked. Complete 7 viewer challenges for 5 out of 7. Speaking of viewer challenges, Chillory gave us 5, catch Shiny Trial Zone, Shiny Hunt for Private Shiny Charm, get them Shiny in one episode. Shiny Hunt decided by TCG packs are all checked off. Catch us Alpha in each Trial Zone, we have 10. Obviously, we have Wild Zones 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 9, 10, 8, 16, 18, and 20. So we are only missing, we're halfway done, right? We're 10 out of 20. Wild Zones 4 is something I should focus on, but I kind of want to do that on camera, and I just need to go about it. 5's another one I think I could do on camera. I'm running out of bench reset once, and I should focus on the runs I can run through. But I want to talk about this because I made a grave mistake. Grim Reaper also gave us catch a rogue Mega Evo Pokemon. That's been checked off. We got Darkrai. And there's one empty viewer challenge. If you'd like to give me it by helping out, comment down below. Alright, so let's get into it. And I need to make sure I have my thing ready because I have a few shinies to catch. So, we're going to go in. I'm going to try not to scare the Delibird. Alright. Of course there's an alpha there. Why not? I might reset one more time just to make sure I'm not in an aggressive state. So, I've been resetting at this bench. And when I reset here, I can actually talk about it. By going... I am being attacked right now. But I can feel it. I can. The animation played. It was trying to attack me. Trying to click on the bench. Hello? These two benches so close to each other. Okay. So these two benches here can reset up to 16 Pokemon, including 2 spawns of Fletchling outside. And I didn't want to phase on shinies. Or on a Shalpa, there's a Shalpa Fletching outside. I have not checked those 2 spawns. But we do have a number of Pokemon we did affect. And I kind of want to get those guys cleared. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should leave them. You know what? Yeah, we're going to leave them. But yeah, I've been resetting at this bench. It's that guy right there that triggered the sparkle. Just ignore that. But also, 2 other areas get affected. Fletchling right here, which thankfully does not seem to be shiny, and a Fletchling right around this corner, right here, which is shiny. Okay, let's just use a Pokeball, you young man. There we go. So now I was debating about catching stuff here, and now I'm not. Now I'm actively debating if not. But that's what I was afraid of, right? Let's go make sure we check the fletchling. But that's a big thing I was concerned about. I was doing this and I was like, oh man, I could phase. And you can see there, I did phase. So that means I had 5 shinies out of a possible 16, which is very scary. Now maybe I should catch the Pokemon I have seen as well, just to kind of clear house. Yeah, let's go do it. Let's go do it. All right, it has a best. This one has a best. 3 pretty goods and a very good. 2 pretty goods, all right. Sorry, extra fletchling, you go into the box. Man, my extra boxes are getting full. But, okay. So we're gonna go in and capture the remaining Pokemon that was there. So you might have saw it, there is some Pokemon here that actually might be new. So let's head in here. Really? You had to become alpha? That's gonna make everything aggressive. I am just gonna repeat ball everything. I'm not in the mood to try to catch up. So here's a Snover. Okay, good. I got him. Let's exit so I can save, because obviously I want to make sure that I mark all this down too. I hope I ever left the time up, but I'm not that smart. All right. So I do not believe I have a shiny Snover. It's all decent with 1 very good. Let's go check. Do I have a Snover? I did not. So this is actually a new shiny Pokemon for the ZA Dex, moving us to 103 out of 227. So that's awesome. Now, I do know I have a shiny Snorunt. It is a male, so another male, I can turn it into a Glalie. A female, and I can turn it to a Frostlass. So that's good. All right, you can see it there, obviously, right next to the alpha. That looks like he's ready to pounce. I didn't piss the alpha off. Let's go. And we exit. All right, so we got Snorunt. That feels good. Now, I didn't see the gender. I kind of just threw the ball and ran out of pure cowardice. It is female. It has 2 no goods and a pretty good. How does it stack up to my other one? Hold on. This has a fantastic and a pretty good. Oh, I'm going to keep the female, and I'm going to evolve the male into Glalie. Okay. So, first off, and here's the dumb thing, I never used Glalie. How do you evolve him again? Level 42, okay. Yeah, because I know it's Dawnstone for... That just shows you how much I don't like Glalie. Yeah, no, I'm not a big Glalie fan at all. I think it's rather meh. And its Mega Evolution is even more so kind of boring. But yeah, you can see I'm also pretty low on experience candies. I had to level up Salamence, and I forgot to level up Kyogre. What level was it again? I just said it and I completely forgot because I so don't even care about Glalie. 42, okay, we're close, okay. Really? Okay, I'm just gonna, I don't really have the can. All right, let's just pop another medium. There we go, 42, now I can roll it. And Glalie will be another new shiny Pokemon for the ZA Dex, which is pretty awesome. There we go. So there goes Snorunt evolving into Glalie. That moves us to 104 out of 227 in the shiny ZA Pokedex. We've added 2 new shinies here. Wow, look at its shiny. It's so cool, isn't it, guys? Look at it. It's so different. I'm being mean. I mean, obviously its eyes change and its body gets lighter, but it's like, you know, you can see the difference. It's just, it's not a good Pokemon design. It's not really good. Yeah, I'm just being mean to it. But it is another new shiny. So there we go. And then the other 2, we actually will avoid the big, mean, scary I was about to say snow cone. Snorunt? Was it a Snorunt that was alpha? Yeah, that was blocked by right. Yeah, it was. And we'll go over here. There it is. And we're gonna sneak in and go catch the Machamp and the Machop. Or I said Machamp, Machoke. Got the Machoke, got the Machop, and we are out. Unfortunately, I caught them at the same time, so these two might have to combine for a single short. If you're watching this, hey guys, hopefully watch the long form content and consider subscribing. All right, so here's the thing, right? I know I have a shiny Machop already. It's back a little, yeah. And so this is going to be interesting. Okay, so first off, this Machop has a very good, and two pretty goods. This Machop just has a pretty good, so this one stays here. Now, this one has two pretty goods and a very good. This has two pretty goods and a very good. This one has special attack, speed, and defense. This one has HP, special defense, and speed. I actively think this one is better. So this is going to seem a little weird. We are going to risk this Machop. You know what? Should I? Yeah, we're going to risk this Machop and try to get a Machoke. Now, Machamp. Anyways, Machoke is a new shiny right off the bat, so that moves us to 105 out of 227. All right, so right there, we're good. Next, got to get the trade codes ready. Oh yeah, it's just a Pokedex number. Why do I always look it up thinking it's something new? Either way, so I first need to get him up to level 25, I believe it is. Oh, I overshot it. Either way, that doesn't matter. If I do trade this Machop or Machoke, get Machamp and get it back, that's another new shiny. Also, I won't have to worry about Machamp trying to catch it shiny in a hyperspace. So, not the end of the world, but yeah, we'll see. And obviously, Machop is evolving to Machoke. There it is. Yeah, Machop's shiny is very matte. Machoke's is it's a good green. I like it. All right, so I do need to change its nickname. Not Mewtwo. Just cancel. Okay. Machoke. Okay. I have to be careful who I trade with. Mainly because I need to make sure they understand English. I'm gonna put please in capital letters. There we go. Trade back, please, is Machoke's nickname. Drop a massive save and go to link play. But those are all the shinies I saw from my initial sweep. Now I'm going to continue my thought process after this trade. Oh, I got another title. What did I get? Discerning Trainer. Oh, cool. Awesome. Oh, there's another one. Oh, wait. It's going to be the Savior of Hyperspace. Is that it? Thank you. Okay. Link trade for RA players. So if the person doesn't look like they understand English, I am going to back out. Because I am very concerned about it. So far, like from different regions, I have not failed to trade with anyone from Japan. China seems pretty bad. Some of the European countries like France and that seem pretty bad with trading back. And I think I don't think I've had anyone with a full English name fail. So obviously we're trying to get Machop. Let's see if we can't find somebody who is trying to trade a Machoke. And trade back. Hopefully we don't come across anyone who's actually like really messed up, you know, but we'll see. Because if we can get this is another shiny, it moves us to 106 out of 227. Which actually isn't bad. Now I should note it is like 2 a.m. My whole schedule was thrown off today, and so yeah, I'm still up. I should go to bed. But I want to hunt a little bit. Maybe I'll go run maybe I should go somewhere else and try to get the ones in order done. Go get 4, go get 5. Then we already have 6 and 7, you know, 8, and then, yeah. Yeah, see, I don't know if anyone's on. I am putting the right code, 016, yeah, 0126, 0126. I'm gonna keep going just in case I hopefully find somebody. Now, obviously, if at any point during this I find like a bot or a hacker or something, I will edit it out because we don't trade with those. Might as well back it out. Also, I don't want the name to show up. Trade for partner has been found. Ryu. It's Japan. I'm gonna trust Ryu. The last person I traded from Japan, they were really awesome and traded my Pokemon back. So I think it was Ryu, wasn't it, last time as well? No, it was Hawk. Hawk. I remember the name. Yep, it was Hawk. So I'm hoping Ryu is just like Hawk and is super cool and will trade back. Otherwise, he just has a Pokemon that says trade back, please. So, cool name. The Japanese names always look cool. So, obviously, Machoke is evolving to Machamp for his end. Let's hopefully trade back, get Machamp, and mark off another Pokemon for the Signing Shade X. There is regular Machamp. Boom. In all his blue glory. I'm trying to trade back. Come on, Ryu. Help me out here, buddy. Obviously, depending on communication stuff, he could be taking... It could just... Okay, good. Trade back, please, is being traded back. Cool. Thank you, Ryu. Thank you. And there goes the trade. So we are getting our Machamp back, which will be a new shiny, moving us to 106 out of 227. So only 121 more Pokemon to go. That's a lot, but we're getting close to that halfway point where I can actually feel really good about like, you know, where we're at, right? And there we go. Shiny Machamp, who I have a million of. Not in this game, but just in regular. Thank you, Ryu. You are awesome, my friend. There we go. Okay, so first things first, I have to correct his nickname because we do not totally want him to be trade back. Please, I love that it's this easy to edit nicknames. This is something they should always keep. And Machamp. I don't think the C is capitalized, right? Like with Ma. I think it is all lowercase. But Machamp comes in, shiny, and boom. Yeah, okay, perfect. And so that's a whole evolution line done. This page is getting pretty filled up. Still need Mawile, need the whole Gibble line. I need some more Sandiles, and I still need an Excadrill. But we're not going to worry about that for now. That's awesome. I'm glad I got another Pokemon done. And from now on, any extra Machokes. So I mentioned that that bench that I was at could spawn up to 16 Pokemon. Let's fly reset and let me talk about this really quick. So there's a number of benches. Some of them spawn less than others. Some of them don't even affect the alphas. There is one bench, though, perfectly aligned to affect both. So obviously we see these guys here. And I have been doing this bench, which, this one right here, which does affect the two birds. But, and you can see it right next to Abomasnow. There is one over here that affects him and Avalugg down there. And it's this one. This, or I guess the other two could work, but this one affects the Avalugg in the water. It affects a Bergmite in the water. It affects one of the Snovers back where we caught that one, like back over farther. Affects the Go-Goat that spawns over here. It affects a Snover that spawns right next to us. The Abomasnow. It also, the only problem is I think I scare it off every time. It does affect the Delibird next to me. It affects a Delibird back by the other bench. A Snorunt over there. Another Snorunt, a Vanillite, the other Go-Go, and it affects the Machamp, the Machokes and the Machops. So this would be like the ideal place for me to reset. Also, if this guy is ever shiny, I will hear it. Like dead in my face, I will hear, I will see, I will feel. Right? The only thing I'm scared about this one, and it's an actual fear, is, and I'll go run around because I might come back to this, we might go do something else, or I might hunt here a little bit, is that Delibird. I don't know if I'm scaring him off every time I spawn in, so that may not be a real good spawn. Maybe I should try for another point. Is the one across the bench, the other bench across the way, gonna do the same thing? Yeah, it does. Okay. So instead of being here where I scare off that guy, maybe I should use this bench. Because this bench, I think, does the same thing. Yes, it does. It does the same exact spawn. But I don't think I'll be scaring off the Delibird. See, those are the kind of things I need to test. And so I'm glad I am testing it. Just to let you know, from now on, I am going to be bench resetting here. When I'm editing videos or stuff. But I think right now I am not going to bench reset here. I want to allow stuff to spawn back in. So we are actually going to leave. And let's go hunt somewhere else for a little bit. But yeah, I've been spawning other stuff in and messing up. So while Zone 4 is one that's tough, like I said, I do want to go in order. But yeah, I just ran through 4 so much. It's like kinda, I don't want to say bored. I'm bored of it, but it's like I've done it so much, man. If I can get a alpha or Shalfa really quickly, although the one nice thing about running this is I could reset our old checkpoint shiny, Kakuna, back to being our checkpoint shiny. So yeah. See, I can fly reset this, but there's no guaranteed Pokemon. Right? Like, even if I fly reset here, I do not have a guaranteed alpha Pokemon that I am, nope, screw you, that I am resetting, right? And that is a slight problem. I have to reset a guaranteed alpha just to get my chance. And this wall is our best chance. How funny would it be if that was a Shalfa right there? Oh, it would be so awesome. All right. But, right, and then we can just reset. The one thing that sucks about the entrance, right, is the entrance of 4 resets 17 Pokemon. None of them are guaranteed alpha, right? Every single one of them is the Riedel, Kakuna, that Fletchling that's on the light post back there. And then all these Pokemon right at the entrance up to here. Does not affect those guys on the wall. If it did, that'd be amazing. I would just fly reset. So by fly resetting, I'm hoping one at the entrance not only rolls shiny, but rolls Shalfa, which is a very hard thing to do. Now, and I would also have to like have an episode where it's like, oh hey guys, I got a shiny, I gotta go catch them all and clear the thing. The best option I think is to just run through, because 4 is such a dead zone of resetting. There is nothing within range that can reset, and I'm letting time waste unfortunately, but that can affect the Alpha Spinarak. Now, there is the option of, instead of just running through, right, and I can show you this next time, but like instead of running through and potentially getting another shiny Honedge, which I need 2 more of, besides getting a shiny, I don't think I need a shiny Patrat, but you know, like getting more dudes or maybe getting a random Shalfa, like this gives me odds, and we saw it with Wild Zone 1. If I focus on only the Shalfa, I might not get lucky, but another Pokemon could get lucky and randomly turn into a Shalfa, like the Fletchling. That happened in Wild Zone 1. So the only other option besides running through and potentially getting Ghastly, Spinarak, Patrat, and Honedge at night, and Ekans, Ghastly, Spinarak, Spoopa during the day, because I'd run through day and night now. I'm not going to be picky about the Shalfa I get. Originally I was being picky and I realized that was stupid. But the only other option I have, right, instead of running through and finding a random Shalpa, would be try to focus hard on the Spinnerack. And that would be going in here, right? And let me set the marker just to be certain. Oh, it's more like on the wall. So right there would be a good one. Right, it despawns at 70 meters. So I would have to go all the way back to this wall, all the way back in, run back over here, and then go check. Hey, Pat Rat. I would have been okay if you were sharp. I would just left you a Pat Rat. So, like, I could do that. And what that does leave other opportunity for other Pokemon to spawn in as Alpha. I feel like, one, we're not doing the duty of trying to get this guy back to being our checkpoint shiny. I loved when this Kakuna was a checkpoint shiny. I could come over and say hi to him, and he's gone now, and it makes me sad. But, you know, who knows when a random Pokemon along this way will be a Shalpa. Honedge would be a dream come true because I love Aegislash. But one of these random little Spinneracks could be a Shalpa. We could randomly turn the corner and there could be a Shalpa right here out of this Bat Rat. Grab that Petra Berry. You know, one of the Ghastlies who are often Alpha, it seems, could randomly become a Shalpa. This whole wall could roll into one. You know, there's so many options during night. And during day, I do need a shiny Spoopa. You know, and yeah, I can go after shinies in hyperspace later and et cetera, try to fill out stuff. But that's just it. I'm past, I don't care about getting dupes anymore. The more dupes I have, if I have a dupe of a shiny that someone needs in my dupe box, yeah, comment, talk to me, I can maybe give you, you know, and whatever you send me can just be junk because I'll probably get rid of it one way or another. Because I don't, you know. But yeah, it's one of those things where running through also gives me a little bit of something to do. Because, like, I bench reset off camera mainly because that's something I can do while editing, while working, while doing something else. And I mean working, like, not actually working my job, but, like, working on editing videos, working on making a thumbnail, working on, you know, just in general, working on shorts. I forgot the word shorts. That's bad. But you know what I mean? Like, just working on various projects or doing stuff like pay bills or adult stuff. Unfun stuff. But yeah, and I'd rather be surprised than try to isolate one shiny or one Shalpa. And that's just it. I'd be okay. Every Pokemon here, Ekans, would probably, I'd turn into a Shalpa Arbok, probably, just because I do like Cobras and it's a big snake. I really think Arbok should get a third stage at some point, but hey, what? Whatever, right? Ghastly's great because it's Gengar, has Mega Gengar, who's one of the best shiny changes because the Mega Gengar's so good. Regular Gengar shiny sucks. And immediately makes me sad. Another nice thing is, I think everything here can pretty much be caught in a Pokeball or a Great Ball, so I can just race my, like, normal run-of-the-mill balls. Like, Spinnerack, who I'm guessing will ultimately be my Shalpa if I had to bet money on it. It would be Spinnerack. Is it sad I more want that Kakuna to be shiny than anything else? Like, I'm looking over that Kakuna like, please be shiny again. Like, I'm hoping that Kakuna's shiny before anything else. You know? But who knows, right? You know, not gonna stress about it. But yeah, this wall of Spinnerack are most likely gonna be, because there's a lot of alphas. There's sometimes, I've seen 4 or 5 alphas on there. Right? And, you know, if we get a Pat Rat, I'll keep it a Pat Rat. I'm not really a big Watch Hog fan. So I'll probably just keep it a Shalfa Pat Rat if I get it. A Spoopa. I'll be honest, it probably will stay a Spoopa. I love Spoopa shiny, and I think a giant Shalfa Spoopa is funny. Shalfa Hone Edge, immediately taking it to Aegislash. Not caring. So I would be so pumped. I'd be so happy. I'd probably be so like energy filled. I'd probably record 2 or 3 more episodes right after that, unless I was really tired. Like it would just like give me like energy to push on like a bad day or something. But like yeah, like I said, any shiny, I'm okay with Shalfa. Hone Edge is great just because I do love Aegislash. Spoopa I love because I keep it Spoopa. Pat Rat, I do like Pat Rat. I need to stop looking. It'll happen over time. But yeah, it's like the one I think I'd be most disappointed in would be one of these guys. See, there's 3 alphas on that wall. But I also wouldn't be disappointed because that's the one I'm expecting to be Shalfa. And anything else would be the surprise. Right? Ghastly's maybe the only other Pokemon that I wouldn't be as surprised by. But look at that. 3 alphas right on top. Like, yeah, that wall, those guys become alpha so often. I know they only have 5% chance, but I swear it's higher than 5%. It feels like it happens like every 3rd or 4th time there's more than one. Yeah, that wall always feels like it's like maybe 15%. I know it's 5. The number says it 5, but it's just, maybe it's because there's so many bulked together. There's not one there, but like, yeah. But like, yeah, at the end of the day, any Shalfa would be welcome. I would not be mad at any Shalfa Pokemon in here. I'd actually be happy because it would check 4 off. And once 4 is checked off, then I can go run around 5. And then I'll be bench resetting some of the areas that I know can bench reset. Yeah, and we can just move on because as we snowball and as we get this done, this is the one challenge I'm most afraid of. Oh, come on, Ghastly. You could have been a Shalfa, buddy. Oh, see, 2 Alpha Spinarak. But yeah, I'm also amazed with how many times I've run through this thing. I don't... Oh, you break my heart, Hone Edge. You break my heart. I remember how hard it was just to get my first Alpha Hone Edge. That thing was tough. What was I gonna say? But yeah, I mean, when we look at the Pokemon I've got duped, right? And I'm actually gonna go take a look. Okay, Spinarak here, right? If we go look at the Spinaraks, though. Okay, Sector 4. Okay. Wild Zone 4. So one of these wasn't even in a Wild Zone, it was in a Sector. And then we go through, oh, no others. Besides this Ariados, but I think this is the one that's from... Oh, it has the Poison Barb held up. Yeah, this is the one I got, my very first one that I got in the little thing. Let me take this. There we go. But yeah, all these dupes. A lot of these guys, what? Oh, I have rice glasses. But yeah, I should make sure none of these other guys are holding items. But yeah, I mean, I have more birds than anything, but like, out of my dupe Spinaraks, and none of them are actually from this Wild Zone. Like, that's the crazy thing, right? I have one dupe from this Wild Zone. The rest are from other places. And I actually think... Oh yeah, I forgot I was switching. Okay. I shouldn't have gone in. But, like, that's just it. It's like, at the end of the day... Wild Zone 4 has given me a wide variety. I've gotten mostly Ghastly dupes, I think, from here. In one episode, I think I got like 4 Ghastlies. Hey, buddy, let me reset really quick. So obviously now we're going to see Ekans, we're going to see Spoopa, Ghastly, Spinarak. Patrat and Honedge are gone. Night only. But, like running through this, right? Any guy could be a Shalpa. And I don't feel like we get that many dupes in here. Ghastly's the most common shiny, but that's just because when I reset a ton at the front gate, Ghastly is like 4 spawns out of the available. So like he is the most available Pokemon in here. And so if I'm resetting at an entrance where he is majority of the spawns, it makes perfect sense. You know, I think I've got more Ghastlies here than any other Pokemon, but that's not a bad thing either. The only Pokemon I don't think I've got here shiny, actually, I think is Spoopa. Right? Because I think I got a Patrat shiny here. I know I've got a Honedge, I know I've got Spinarak, I know I've got Ghastly. I got Ekans here. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, Spoopa is the only shiny I have not gotten here. Like, gotten here, like, oh, I don't have one in my box, so I just don't have one in general. I had gotten a Pokemon that I evolved, unfortunately, but yeah. That's just it, like, I have not caught Spoopa here. I've got every other Pokemon here. Because I remember the Ekans on the thing. I remember the Spinarak's on the wall. Obviously, we have a Dupa one. We have a ton of Ghastlies. Yeah, Spoopa is the only one not shiny. Wow. What a odd little... Yeah, it's just weird. I mean, then again, Spoopa only has, like, a potential of 3 spawns, I think. And I think he splits 2 of those, like, 50-50 with Ekans. So he definitely doesn't spawn as frequently as other Pokemon. So I guess ultimately that does make some sense of why I haven't got a shiny of him. Stop doing that. Okay. So yeah. See, and also I was so hoping, like, I need to stop looking at the Kakuna, it just makes me sad every time. Like, I was so hoping that I'd just get a Shalpa by resetting the entrance. And everything filled up with the shiny. And that's the sucky thing, is when things start to fill up as shinies, you're going to lose shinies, things could despawn. And yeah. See, there's one of the Ekans. Yeah, so there and over there it can be Ekans, I believe. See, and I don't think there's a way like I did with Wild Zone 7 over here where I could isolate the alpha and try to focus only on that. There's no way to do that here. Even if I run in that thing, I'm not checking every single spawn. This takes time. I gotta stop looking, man. Chat, tell me to stop looking. I'm not streaming, but like... Comments. Just someone comment down below, hey, stop typing. Or, stop typing, oh my god. Comment down below, hey, stop looking at that Kakuna. I need to stop. Yeah, no, I feel like it's probably better for me to run around. Because I've been, like, resetting so much that this gives me some motion. This helps me stay focused and stay awake. And not that I need to stay awake. It's more of just, like, it keeps me, like, I feel, like, actively excited about what I can get. Right? Because that's one problem with bench resetting. I always wonder, like, it sucks when you're like, oh, man, I bench reset for, like, hours, and I see, like, you know, you bench reset for the first, like, 30 minutes, it feels like, and you hear, or you see 2 or 3 shinies, you're like, oh, man, I got a bunch of shinies right at the beginning. And then you, like, reset for, like, 3 hours. And all of a sudden, you're like, oh, man, I haven't seen a new shiny in a while, and oh, that's an alpha. Hey, buddy. But yeah, you're just kind of like, you're trying not to, like, be depressed, because it's not like something to get depressed over. Oh, Spoopa can spawn up here. Okay, so there's 4 spawns for Spoopa. Alright, so I guess every Spoopa spawn can also be a Ekans spawn. Alright, so those split just like Patrat and Honedge do. Except it seems like the one in this corner. Now, I've always seen that one as a spook bar. I've never seen an Ekin spawn there. Not to mention, I do want to state that even when I get dupe shinies, you've seen it, I check them against the other shinies I've gotten to always see if there's an upgrade. Because even with a regular shiny, if I can get a 2 or 3 best, hey, 2 alphas, on a, like, let's say I get another shiny Hone Edge at night, right? I already have a Hone Edge, so I check them. The better one evolves to a Doublade, and there we go. Also, it'd be a new Pokemon. But the only Pokemon that I could count to that would be new would be another Hone Edge or 2, or Spoopa. I believe every other Pokemon is full on just a new. Okay, so up to 5 Spoopa can spawn. Okay. But yeah, running through like this allows me to move around because the Shalfa hunt is important to me. Like I say, I want you guys who watch these videos to actually feel like your challenges matter to me. And while more ways for you to challenge me and more ways for things to interact and happen are coming soon, my first goal is to keep up the content, get to, hey Spoopa, get to 500 subs, and then the next goal is to try to get the watch time, right? And so, I am very hopeful that once we get to 500 subs, we can focus on the watch time, that we can focus on getting monetized, continue growing, and expanding the content. You know, things are tough out there for everyone, and I can agree with me. I'm also in a situation where I'm happy enough where I can make and work on my content. How long will that last? I don't know. If something bad really happens or something tragic really happens, I may have to abandon my whole hope and dream of this, which I think would suck. Obviously, not everyone who makes content or dreams of making content can make a living off it, you know? If I can make a little bit of money back to help expand and continue to grow this, that's what I plan to do. Like, even if overnight, let's say overnight I boomed, and let's be real. If you're watching this right now, let's be real, okay? If I boomed overnight, all of a sudden I woke up and let's say one of my videos just grew, or one of my series was discovered by someone and they talked about it and other people were like, oh yeah, you know, and I woke up and I had thousands of subscribers. You know, let's say I woke up and I was instantly able to be monetized. That would be amazing. That would be a blessing. Let's say I got my first paycheck, right? You want to know what I would do with my first paycheck? Oh, Gaston could have been shiny, buddy. Upgrade stuff, right? That's 100% what I'd do. Finish upgrading my setup. You know, and then after that, it would be... Next one would be to further improve it. And that's just it. It's like, if eventually, like if I, you know, can't further upgrade things, it would, you know, be paying an editor. If I can be big enough to get an editor to edit videos, then I can focus on making content. Focus on, you know, like if an editor can focus on making the long form content even better, because I'm so self-critical. That's one thing an editor would help with too, is if I try sometimes to add other effects in, and I always question like, oh, is this funny? Does this land? And I feel like I'm so self-critical about that, that it actually slows the content down. But an editor were to look at my content from a neutral or exterior standpoint and really look at it and say, what do I, well, you know, how can I edit this to make it entertaining, to add and not take away from what's going on? You know, I also had this thing of like, I want you guys to know none of this content is staged, faked. Everything I do is real. That I don't, you know, this is on a real Switch. This isn't some sort of randomizer where I can control when a shiny pops up or stuff like that. You know, I want to make sure I make Pokemon content where I can interact with other people as well and expand my horizons, and it's really just that. Now, like I said, I am fortunate enough to be in a situation, dude, there's a lot of alphas in here. That's like the third alpha Gassy I think I saw. Now I'm about to loop back, there's that one, but yeah, there's the other one. I think I saw one over there. They both used Confusion at the same time and hit the same spot. That was kind of creepy. But yeah. Oh, I forgot I was connected to the online servers again. Every time that happens, whether it's this or Scarlet and Violet, I always kind of jump because I'm like, I was like, oh yeah, I was connected to the internet. Let me drop a save really quick. Right. But that is 100% one of those things where you know, it's been a slow grind to 500. But I feel like once we hit 500 once, I get monetized. Once I get over that hurdle, I think the next hurdle actually isn't as scary. Like like I said, if I could make enough money to first cover an editor and slowly save up to upgrade my setup, I would. And I think adding an editor that I could reliably trust to edit videos, I think would add to the content, not take away from it. But you know, and by doing so, I think then I'd only grow more. Like maybe I'm, you know, I don't, you know, I know there's some people who may not be the type of editor I'm looking for, etc., etc. But like, I believe that all that could go right. And it can just be a chain reaction, right? All of it could just be a chain reaction that leads to the growth, further growth of the channel, and further growth of the content. And you know, at the end of the day, I'm okay with that. You know, I want that to happen. I want the content to continue growing. Like, editing is an art form. Just like, oh, Spoopa, hey, you're alpha, buddy, don't be mad at me. Editing is an art form. And just like all art forms, some people have it, some people don't. I am not a top tier editor. I question myself too much. I also think that's one of the reasons, no matter how hard I practiced drawing, I was always so self-critical and so hard on myself that I was never able to actually draw as well as I wanted, because I had expectations, and I think those expectations eventually, I don't want to say buried myself, but harmed my wanting to learn to draw. You know, I find art very amazing. Music, singing, you know, playing an instrument. The only one I could do was violin for some reason. Drawing, making clothing, like cosplay, stuff like that. I do cosplay, but like my skills are so, I usually get help or I follow, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, it's just, it's so... So I'm ranting off, way off topic, but, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I hope that the hurdle of 5 to 500 subs and the hurdle of 1,000 subs, the hurdle of getting monetized, all that, I hope it will not be as hard as the 500 subs were. Because it took a long time, and if I can get to 500, I've made promises. And I am 100% going to keep those once we hit 500. But yeah. And one of the reasons, like, I know I used to do face cam and I don't, is especially during summer. Now, during winter it was part laziness, but also because it's like I had a lot of things going on in my room. But during the summer, it gets hot. And with the lights and the green screen, it gets so hot that I don't feel comfortable with it. And so one of the things I want to do, and this, it takes money to do all this stuff, and you know, I'm slowly trying to do it, but upgrading my desk setup, rearranging my room, making sure I have stuff on the walls to draw attention and cool stuff, but also I want to make sure that I bring back the face cams, and then I have a setup that doesn't require the green screen. And I can just keep the green screen ready for like thumbnails or stuff that I can edit then. But like, it's just like during the summer, I don't want to pop out the green screen and have it all set up and go turn on my hot lights and be under hot lights on a hot day and pass out my desk or have something bad happen, or also just get so uncomfortable that I don't want to record. And I don't want that negative mindset where it's like, oh, I'm too hot, I won't record. And then that kind of bug stays in your head, and it's like, oh, if yesterday was hot and today's hotter, I just won't record. You know, and that negativity sticks. So I don't want that to become a thing. So yeah. But, you know, I have another thing I plan to launch after we get 500. For now, that is the focus of getting 500 subs, and hitting that first step of monetization. And then I will keep my promises. A new series will be started, where the videos will take longer to come out, but they'll be slightly higher quality, and I'll still keep up with my like daily upload, sort of. But hey, I mean, as long as I have episodes ready to go out, they will go out. But yeah. I do want to have some more, like I called the like one shots, like more one video, you know, like where it's like, oh, I do a whole playthrough in an episode and they have a task or something, you know, stuff like that. We'll see. But yeah, I am excited for what's to come. See, the one thing I do also get about running through this is like when I'm resetting, and I think this is a feel for Pokemon that kind of feels, you know, if I fly reset for an hour at this front, I feel like I can find a shiny pretty quickly. But if I just run through here, you know, I know I'm having less spawns, but then it feels like the shiny, when it does spawn, I don't know, I feel more appreciation towards it, because there's like, oh, it took forever because I was running around versus just resetting. Now, there is a mixed bag to this, because it's like, this does take extra time. And it's like, if I run through this center part, I'm still spawning Pokemon within 50 meters of me. Right? If I'm running to only try to spawn in the Spinarak, I'm still spawning in so many other Pokemon. Maybe fly resetting while Zone 4 is the best shot for this instead of just trusting the wall. Also, the day and night spawns will be very difficult to keep track of. I don't have a checkpoint shiny to check anymore. So yeah, it's... I don't know, I feel like running through 4 is going to take longer. But also, if I do skip that pathway and I go over here, grab the tiny mushroom. Right, I need to hit the wall to despawn stuff. So like if I'm running in, I'm spawning Ghastly. Looks like I'm spawning the Spoop over there too. But yeah, if I don't want to get anything mad at me, I'd have to run this way, check, run back, out, and then like I said, you can see I'd have to literally go like almost against the wall and run back. There's also the breaker running in, but it's like, you know, but it's like, how many Pokemon am I spawning in here? Like that part automatically slows me down. Wonder if there's a better way out exiting. What if I go back to this corner? Oh, hold on a minute. So right around here, this tree. Okay, hold on. And pretty much I'd be keeping an eye out for... Oh, it's gonna despawn here. This actually might not be a bad shout. You know, I'm actually kind of okay with this. But we talked about Zone 12 resetting. I don't know how many Pokemon I'm actually spawning in here. Oh shoot, at night this may be a little less feasible. Oh, maybe not. The Parrot Rat's angry line of sight. Hold on, I want to test this at night a little bit to make sure nothing aggroes. So the sucky thing here is with the trees in the way and stuff, I can't truly see every guy spawning in. But I kind of can't. Oh, wait, I just realized that Spinarak there on the edge. I need to go until, like, he's gone. There we go. So, I need to rely less on my point. And, like, that. Yeah, so I need to be, like, back here because Spinaraks can spawn on that, like, edge. Yeah, so, like, that one. In order to despawn everything on that wall. Yeah, I think this checkpoint's a little bit better. Whoop, that wasn't 70. There we go. So pretty much ZA's grave. Okay. Nice thing is outside of the stuff kind of far away, I'm not despawning any of the stuff really like near me. Right? And like those guys over there aren't despawning. Pat Rat and that Ghastly there isn't despawning. The only things that are despawning are like slightly further away. So this might be a shout. Because I'm not exiting. And if I'm only really despawning those guys and a couple guys by the entrance, depending on how many people I'm actually like despawning and respawning, I might just try to be able to isolate this wall for Shalpa. See, again, but this is one of those things like, I don't think this is that entertaining. So it's like, is this something I do off camera while I'm editing? Maybe? We'll go I know it's already over an hour of recording, guys, and trust me, I'm tired. We're gonna do a whole night of this, because I got the day feeling for it, and the day there wasn't much besides a Ghastly over here that was throwing it off, but yeah. And I can do this almost as a continual run. And I only really need one hand on the joystick to run. So I can like run and edit, or run and comment something, or, you know. Yeah, I actively think this might be a great solution. Now, if I do come across a shiny on that wall, I actually might keep it there. The only problem with this is if I'm spawning other shinies over there. But I don't think I'm spawning and despawning that many Pokemon. Those guys there aren't despawning. And hold on, how many spawns are on that wall? So hold on, let me calculate this. So we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the alpha, so 6. So a Shalfa hunt is different than a shiny hunt, right? Because obviously any shiny just removes one of the odds of it. But for us to find a shiny out of these guys, right, we're looking at what? To find one, it's like, it looks like I'll find a shiny every 200 and, oh, that's pretty bad, 208 loops, right? And that's not accounting I phase on anything on this back end or over there. And I'm just getting close enough to hear a shiny sound just in case there's one blocked from my view or something, you know? But yeah. Nice thing is if I see all 5 little ones and I hear the shiny sound, then that means it's the alpha, and we're done. But yeah, I think this is the best method. See, sometimes when I'm like late at night and I'm like tired and I'm like ready to go to bed, it's like these dumb ideas, are not dumb because it's working, but like these kind of ideas sometimes I don't think of when I'm just like, let's go, go, go. You know, like this I feel like is the more focused. And like I said, these things should just randomly show up alpha. And so hopefully we come across a Shalfa Spinnerack. And I mean, who knows? At some point, there could be a shiny over there. Now, what would be sad is if there's a Shalfa over there and I don't realize. But yeah, I don't think I'm resetting these guys over here. Not resetting these 3 here. I am resend that Hone Edge because that was a Ghastly. I am resend the Ghastly in the middle, the Ghastly there, and the Ghastly there, I think. So I am actively resetting a couple of those spawns up there. I just saw a Ghastly there, that was a Hone Edge. See, and then at day, I actually think daytime's a little bit easier to run this. So at night, there's a few more Pokemon in this area than there is during the day. And like I said, if any of the little ones are shiny, I think I'm going to keep them there. Because if at any point one of them turns off being shiny, then I know I phased. Oh, look at that. 2 alphas. Let's go. That's what we want to see. We want to see as many alphas as possible. Yeah, I do think this is the best option. I don't have to deal with the annoying exit gate. And I'm resetting some other Pokemon, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, it's just going to reset. So I'm going to go check once more. And then I'm going to go back there by the graveyard, or by the gravestone. I'm in a graveyard. That doesn't change. Back to that gravestone and save. And I think I'm going to run this. And maybe at the start of next episode, we can have a Shalfa here in Wild Zone 4. How cool would that be? Because, yeah, I mean, just, I'm going to do one more loop so I can talk about this. But look during the day. We have a Spinnerack there, but we no longer have an annoying Patrat there and there judging me. There's a Spoopa here, but he seems chill. Oh, there's a Ghastly there. That's not good. Never mind, I may have forgot. Okay. But he doesn't seem to chase. He's really cool in giving up. Now, he's in an annoying spot. He didn't seem to notice me that time, though. Which was kind of weird. He looked dead at me. Okay, I was going to say, so that Ghastly there actually might make it annoying. I think day or night we're going to run into some Pokemon that are just going to try to make this difficult. Not to mention, thankfully, if it does Confusion, it's a really easy dodge, and it doesn't seem to want to chase me. Now, there is a Spooper back here to keep me company. But yeah. But I think that's as good time as any. This is a good little safe space to save. So I'm going to do that. And thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, tag out. I want to give a special thank you to all my Patreon members. Urza and Scott, you're amazing. If you guys want to check out Patreon and join it to get a shout out at the end, check Patreon down in the link description below. And you can, also like Scott did, make me re-record this.